Yeah, good afternoon. This is Wags, Chicago. It's 8 p.m., 8:12, something like that. I think today's Monday the 9th, 8th, 7th, 10th, whatever. Monday, December. Gets dark around 3 o'clock now. Not totally dark, but enough with the blanket above 4 out of 5, 6 days in a row. It is getting dark early. We got to turn your lights on, but we already talked about that. I was in grocery store doing a quick run today, and I heard people coughing in the store. Then I get home, check my Facebook, and there's people in the area sick too now with a lung thing, coughing and so forth. So that obviously scares the shit out of me. So I'm not scared though, because I try to stay as healthy as possible. So one, I fast every day, at least 12 hours, and two, we know I did that longer fasting too. It worked really well, but that helps. You could look into it or not. It's up to you. Now, that's not what I'm talking about. My point here is try to get off of the chemicals as much as you can. Everybody, and I'm going to put a link, or I'm going to do a video on this. Dr. Bergman put out some good videos over the weekend. He was live streaming. And again, there's still nobody in really medicine that knows, like, to ask what is causing this. See what I'm saying? It's all you got to ask. Like, why? Ask your doctor. All of you listening that have an autoimmune disease or have one of these unknown new diseases, and you know what I'm talking about. They got eyeball diseases now that didn't exist, or if they did exist, it was 1 in 100 million. Now it's 1 out of 30. And you know what I'm talking about there. So in 2025, it's going to be 1 out of 2 children with that other special disease. But anyways, it can be stopped, I'm pretty sure, if we really start putting our heads together and start thinking instead of being told what to think. Now, I'm just telling you, you're telling me what to think. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you, get off of Monsanto's, Monsanton, however you want to call them. Now Bayer Aspirin owns them, Bayer Company. Good thing, because they're going to need the money for the lawsuits that keep being settled. The way, one of the ways they make no seeds in some of your fruits and vegetables, or vegetables especially, is they soak it in the end in glyphosate. So they're only growing it in glyphosate. They're doing all that, and that's the stuff goes back to Vietnam. They were spraying the forests or jungles with that stuff. Everybody's heard of that. Anyways, that's the same chemical minus one molecule, so they could repatent it at the time, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it's all old news. That and if you don't know it, just go ahead and research it. It depends where you're at in any of this information. So I don't mean to skim over things. It's just I don't know where people are at. So I'm just going to get right to the point. Point is, the chemicals going in may some of them be staying in. Aluminum, strontium, barium. We all know that's in tap water. We know that's in water on the highest mountains now. So, however aluminum's getting on top of Mount Rainier and all that stuff, I don't know. But it is. So, use your imagination. Now, I mean, heck, you put deodorant on, right? I just did a test this week. And I can't really show it on video because you have to smell it. But using deodorant versus using colloidal silver that I put in my own spray bottle. If you want to do a little test, if you got the guts, go a day without your perspirant or whatever it's called, and you know that deodorant you put under your arms, which is full of aluminum, by the way. Especially women, listen to this because it gets into the breast tissue and so forth. And there's rumors that may be a problem. Just saying. Now, if you can get off of that, naturally carry a little bottle. Hey, let me go get it. Actually, this bottle is one from the manufacturer. Hang on. Back in the kitchen here. I also grabbed my garlic too. I forgot to add that to the group here. It was in my room. It's not that I don't take it. I just forgot to bring it out here. This one is from the manufacturer. The local store I go to for health food stuff, a lot of times they'll have empty glass bottles. And most of them by you will have this. You can buy these bottles. And then I've shown you the real big bottle of silver I buy. You can then refill this. So either buy theirs. And now they have this one as a pump. You see that? And guess what I'm doing? I'm spraying my hands. And now, instead of using alcohol or all those dangerous chemicals that make bacteria now become resistant to killing it. No bacteria or virus is known to ever been immune to silver. I don't know if you could see this. The reason it can't be, as far as I understand the research that I've read, I don't just read headlines like people try to say all the time. Especially when I put my credibility online. The colloidal silver, the way this is working, this is a really small part. This one's called. I don't sell this, by the way, so I don't get nothing. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to help you learn something if you don't know it. If you already know this, then just don't worry about it. This one's called Sovereign Silver, and most of the places carry this. So there it is. Now, I think this one's like $15 for a bottle like this. Now, a lot of your local places will give you a discount if you sign up or whatever. Do that. Support your local store. I know you could buy this on Amazon. It could be shipped to your house or your work, or just go to your local. Keep them in business. You see what I'm saying? One day you're going to go there and the store is going to be closed. Why? Because everybody's buying it online. Come on. Help these small companies out, man. People are losing their job. They're trying to get, they're trying to do what they can do. And, or don't, just buy it on Amazon, whatever. So either way, just get it in your system. So now this one's a pump spray. I have another one that's a nasal spray. That's in my room too. You can squirt it in your nostrils, and you want to do that, especially if you've just been out at the store like I was just telling you, because you're inhaling all that air around you, right? Now, a lot of people want to wear the masks. The masks really don't work. The masks that do work, you have to get the submicron or real small micron levels, and then it's hard to breathe. So you could wear it for the short term, but you couldn't walk around all day with it. You wouldn't be able to breathe. You ever see the big ones like the guys use in construction? You need something, an aspirator like that, to get rid of all the germs. So another way you can do it is spray this in your nostrils, and then the silver will stick to the hairs. And any germ that comes near it within 6 seconds, I believe is the studied time, within 6 seconds of contact with this kind of silver, the germ, it goes after the germ's lungs. How ironic, right? So it goes after the lung of a germ, and that's why the germs can't become immune to this. Where antibiotics, they're made off of mold, and that works a whole different way. So, not saying antibiotics are bad, some are, and they're dangerous at least. Let's just say they're dangerous if they're abused. Like anything that's abused. You could drink too much water and die, okay? So, this one's Sovereign Silver. Most local stores carry it. Health food stores, support your local health food stores. There's a lot of changes coming. Now, you keep a bunch of this on hand in case the power ever goes out or if you're into all that. You're going to want, this is an antibiotic, and in the early 1900s, this used to be prescription. Like, you would get this prescribed by a doctor. So, one of the famous doctors that wrote about silver, because there's a rumor that you're going to turn blue if you take this. You're not going to turn blue unless you eat, like, raw silver. There was a different situation what caused that. A guy did turn his skin blue, but it was from eating, like, silver dollars. You can't do that. When you bring it down to the ion level, colloidal like this, it's not going to do that to you. So, and the smaller the particle, the easier it gets into your system. This is going to kill germs in your blood, in your skin, everywhere. So you could ingest it. You could use it as they use it in burn units. It's on the gauze. The burn units will have silver, something, sulfur, whatever they call it, on there, because silver doesn't allow germs to grow. It kills it. So that's that. Now, if you're getting sick, you could take the dropper one I've shown you before, put that down the back of your throat, also spray this up your nostrils, and get a coating down the back of your nose. The germs grow in the back of your throat. You ever get that itchy feeling a day or two before you get a bad cold or the flu? That's because that's where it's brewing. This, you will feel it instantly. Within a minute, you're going to feel a change in your throat. Not because it's soothing it, because it's killing it. Or it's not. Don't believe it. I don't care. Now, check your iodine levels. Most people don't realize they may be low on iodine. This one's called detoxidine. It helps get rid of all kinds of nasty stuff in your system. You got to do research on this. You just don't want to drink this or anything. You gotta know what you're doing. If your iodine levels are low, they can give you, you're going to have a thyroid issue more than likely. So you're going to have hypothyroid or hyper. Most people I've ever talked to have hypo. It means it's underperforming, according to that's what they call it. But then why? See, this is my point. Why is your thyroid underperforming? Is it overtaxed? Is there too many things going on? You know, there's a whole bunch of reasons, but we never find that out. They just say take this thyroid pill. Now, let me just tell you real quick, and I'm not going to. The thyroid medicine that's manufactured, there's two parts to it, and I'm just saying there's two parts to that medicine. It's synthetic, so it's man-made. It's made by a big company, and this is natural, comes out of the ground, and you put a drop or two under your tongue a couple times a week, maybe, or once a week if your levels are okay. That's one way to do it. Or you could take the prescription, which you may have to do. I'm not criticizing that. I'm saying the way that it breaks it down in the synthetic realm is one part gets broken down in your kidneys and one is broken down in the liver. And then you get like the T4, TS4, whatever, your T3, T4, whatever. When they test your thyroid, you're going to have two results. I think it's 3 and 4, 2 and 3, whatever. Point is, one of the half of the synthetic works on the one number, the other works on the other, and like I just said, kidney, liver. You could tax your body even more like that, or just put a couple drops under your tongue, or don't do anything. How about that? So don't worry about it. Just wish it away and everything's going to be fine. Now, Puramed, I swear by this because I've taken it since 2013. Not this specific brand. I've been taking turmeric and curcumin. Started out as turmeric, like 500 milligrams. It turned out in my personal journey here, I learned it's about the dosing as far as my body goes. If you go too low, you'll get some benefit, but you don't get the good benefit till you hit your right. It's kind of like maxing out your blood level or whatever. So play with this. This one I've been real happy with. 375 milligram. It's concentrated. It's like oil, versus like a plant. It's all concentrated. So this one, in the way they process, they have a patent on their processing. If you look at this company's website, it explains it. And I also learned more this week when I was asking one of the rep that I happened to run into, or a guy that knows the rep at the health food store really well. He knows this product, and he filled me in on the process, how it's done. That's why this company is one of the leaders, I guess, that sells this. Again, I don't sell this shit. So this ain't why I'm telling you. I don't sell any of this stuff. I just buy it. That's it, okay? So, and most of this lasts you months, so you don't have to spend that much. This is a little bit expensive. This is about $1 a day. But it's very worth it. You stop taking Advil. You stop taking Tylenol if you were taking that. This takes the place. If you have aches and pains, especially on the lower scale of the pain, this will help the swelling go down. Again, swelling is a symptom, in my opinion. All of these diseases they're telling you have, most of them are swelling, right? So if you're swelling, why? Just ask why. And they can't tell you. They always say idiopathic, which is doctor talk for I don't know. So use that in your next Scrabble game. Idiopathic XYZ disease. Idiopathic means I don't know how you got it, but you have it. So now we're going to give you prescriptions for all this shit, and then we'll just throw shit at the wall and hope it works. Sometimes they can throw shit at the wall because they've done it so long now. They know some of them work for some people, some don't. I'm not saying don't take your medicine. Period. I'm never going to tell somebody that. Ever. Because you do need medicines, I'm sure. My point is there's healthier ways to at least confront what you're putting in. If you're putting bad gasoline in your car and it's half water and your engine's running like really bad, like shit, like this, right? You go to your mechanic and he's like, well, put this juice in there and put that in there and change your oil. And instead of telling you, well, what are you putting in the engine? They never ask you that. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even being a smartass. When is the last time your doctors asked you, does anything make you stressed out? There's chemical stressors, there's psychological stress, and then there's physical stress. Those three things can cause you to have disease. Disease meaning your body's like getting sick from symptoms. You see what I'm saying? So they easily say it's a disease when it's really, hey, you may be running on pure adrenaline and what do you call that when you're in fight or flight mode? There's people who are stuck in that mode, the hypervigilant state. There's a lot of people that have that. There's a lot of people whose lives are stressful. Those stresses do cause your body to break down. So I'm not saying you could stop having heart disease and this, that. I'm just saying, find out what's causing it. What's making your body swell? The other thing is going to be chemical. So if it's drugs, if it's gasoline literally in your water, look at some of your tap waters. Look at your medical, or not, you look at your local reports. They should be doing it every 2 years or whatever. Find out what's in your water, okay? And then if you have really bad water that like has oil slicks floating on it when you boil, like for your whatever pasta or whatever you're gonna make, I have high pH water, which I use. I don't have a gallon in front of me here. It's that I've done videos on it. It's the 8.8, which is the way they raise it. A lot of places use baking soda, literally. That's how you balance water. And to raise the pH, you'll just add baking soda to the water. That's how everybody does it. This company uses minerals to raise it, Himalayan minerals. So they raise it with about 50 different types of minerals. The minerals is what the baking soda is simulating, and it raises or buffers the water. So the problem is if you drink distilled water all the time and that's all you drink, there's no calcium in here. And a lot of people get their source of calcium just from their tap water. So there's obviously no fluoride in here either. That's the reason I'm drinking this. There is nothing in here except pure water, as pure as you can get it. Boiling it, if you boil water and you see the bubbles that get around the lid, let's say you're boiling water, that's what they're capturing. That's what distilling means. So you boiled water and then they have a metal tray that catches the steam, and then the steam turns back into water. As that drips down, that's what fills this. So you can make this at home too. It's just a pain in the butt. So if there's an emergency again, distill your water. Safest way to drink it, okay? So that's another thing. So if your water is bad, drink distilled water, because even though I check these as much as I can, I have these on hand for company. I can't be too weird, right? So if people want water, I'll give them some filtered water. At least it's filtered. It's still tap water. That's what they get this off the tap from whatever Sam's Club is getting it. So, but I like the Sam's Club bottles because they're bigger. These are 20-ounce bottles. So most people don't even realize at Sam's Club, look how big that thing is too. So they give you like 20 more bottles or whatever, 10 more bottles, but they're 50% bigger to begin with. So a normal water bottle would be almost half the size. So this, you could feel it when you hold it. I don't work for Sam's Club, and I don't like Walmart either. And I'm just telling you, this is there. And then I get the gallons of the distilled water like I just showed you here. Now, if you buy RO water, it's just expensive. It's twice as much. So this should cost you $1 or less in this area. These sometimes are as low as like 75 cents a gallon. Distilling is the cheapest, fastest way they can make it. There's no chemicals, there's nothing. All they gotta do is capture it. That's why it's so cheap. If you get water that's treated like this, they gotta filter it. And RO filter membranes are very expensive, and they have to change them often after they only clean them 3-4 times. The membranes will get clogged up and they got to change it. So it's very expensive. That's why your bottled water that's RO, which is very good to drink, is so expensive. It'd be $2 a gallon. Okay, now this for people back in pain. If you drink tart cherry, this was just on sale at Walmart. I usually don't go there, but I had to get dog food today. This, I get no chemicals are added here. So look for this. I bought this product at the local store, so I know this is a good product. This was, I think, $5 or $5.99. This is cheap, so I had to get it. This is a big bottle. I got it at Walmart. How many ounces here? 32-ounce bottle. This will last you a long time. And what I'm going to show you real quick here, this should have been quick. I'm just making a daily juice bottle. So I put a base juice, that's cranberry juice in there for my base. I'll add some distilled water at the end. I put a couple teaspoons of the tart cherry. And then this was on sale today, so I got this. I'm lazy. I can't make my own juice. You know what I'm saying? It's got to clean the thing. It's just a pain, and it's really expensive. If you can get non-GMO type juices like this, Bolt House Farm is all natural as far as I can tell. And this has got 13 servings, normal serving. This is going to give me probably a week, maybe 2 weeks worth of drink right here. So this isn't that expensive. It's like 10, 15 bucks for the mixes here, but it's cheap if you think about it. So now, oh, that's slippery. It just came out of the fridge. So we got that. I've told you about curcumin. That's very good for pain as well and swelling. If people are having blood sugar problems and they have you on metformin, metformin is turning out, they're doing a lot of experiments with pain. And people like rheumatoid arthritis and things like that, autoimmune issues. They're finding out, there's some new studies coming out recently that metformin may be this bigger help than they thought. And I believe I just started researching metformin, and I've had to take it in the past, but metformin, it is, I believe, from daisy plant. So I'm pretty sure that's just daisies, basically concentrated like they're doing here with curcumin, but they can patent it, I guess. Anyways, if you take that, your pharmacist should tell you, I'm pretty sure that's the reason they'll tell you to take vitamin B, because metformin somehow interferes with your body's absorption of vitamin B. So pay attention to that. If you're taking metformin for diabetes type 2, you may not know it. You may need to get some vitamin B. Now, I have the sublingual spray for the quick, like B6, I think it is. I forgot the name of it. It's got a long name. Anyway, it's the methylcobalamin, I think it's called, the reddish colored, the one that they give you the shot of if you're a vegetarian. Anyways, and then there's the multi one. And again, when you go and look for these, you got to get the ones that are, they got it here. They should have a stamp on here. This company's one of them that are, Nature Made is one of them that are verified by independent. So be careful on your vitamins. The cheap ones are not verified. Anyways, this is a multi. I take this every few days. I don't seem, all my blood work always shows the vitamin B is pretty good. So I'm not that worried about it, but I do hear it can do that. So if you do have an issue. Now, for the season of getting sick, garlic, no joke. No joke. This has got garlic, and it has the vitamin C, of course, but it has, what do we call it? The liquid drops I put. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Hang on. Yeah, so I can't do oregano oil in here. So this has oregano oil, garlic, and it's got mushrooms. These are cancer-stopping mushrooms if you look at the research on those. But anyways, you can get this also at the same store that you would get the silver from, your local, and this is also where I get my vitamin C. So I get crystal vitamin C there as well. I don't even think it's the same brand or not. But anyways, all this I buy from my local vitamin store. You could buy it. Maybe you could save $2 on Amazon and they'll bring it right to your house. Help your local businesses out, man. I'm seeing a lot of stuff happen. We got to start helping each other. I think Bezos has got enough billions, right? Isn't he worth over 100 billion now or something? Anyways, this comes with crystals. You'll see it comes with a scooper. I'm going to do this right now. I put 1 scoop as a serving. I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to try to do this and look at the same time. Okay, so that was my point there. I take this as pure as I can get, vitamin C, and then you shake that up. And now you're just going to mix your juices based on flavoring. If you like bananas, get one of those machines, juice up a banana, throw it in there, whatever.